Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. So, I thought it'd be fun. I haven't done this for a little while. I'm actually going to go through and cover a few RPG items that I use that I figured some people would like to see and, get some feedback on. Links to all these things will be in the description. No, none of this is, affiliate links or anything like that. I'm not getting paid for it. This is just things I use, spreading the word, let you know, hey, this stuff is good. So, first thing I want to talk about actually is my table itself. Yes, I've mentioned a few times that I'm using a silicone mat here now. This is the actual battle mat that I use for my D&D games. And instead of just reviewing it off the bat, I wanted to get some actual use on it before I actually tried to give it a verdict. Because a lot of these battle mats are great when you first get them, but then, over time they start to get messed up. Really quick, let me double check the name here. Okay, so this is an Ergon Games battle mat. They did come in 3 different colors, actually. They had a gray, a white, and this one, which they called parchment. It's a silicone mat, so it's actually nice and flexible. I actually fold it to take it places, because I do actually, again, this is my actual mat, so it gets folded up. The only things to keep in mind about it are don't crease it when you're folding it. I just, kind of flop it over itself and let the corners stay round. As well as, this thing is actually more meant for dry erase markers. However, I have been using wet erase markers just fine on it. It claims you can leave stuff on it like up to a year and still get it off with just like household cleaner, which, as we all know, just means Windex or something. I actually use this. It's a screen cleaner that I like. But yeah, my markers are actually all dead. They happened to dry out on me on my last game session, so thank you, low quality Dollar Tree dry erase markers. But yeah, I've used a variety of markers on it, all kinds of stuff. All worked just fine. As you can see, the surface here is clean, because this is like right where I usually am drawing stuff, like here, dead in the center. Totally clean, so major recommendation for this thing. The backside of it is 1-inch hexes if you want hexes instead of squares. Can't recommend this thing enough. The only note with this thing, just like any of these mats, be careful if you use red. You will want to make sure that you wipe red off at the end of the night. Red stains any of these mats. That's not a knock against this mat. That is the nature of red marker. It bleeds in and it stains. So keep that in mind. But yeah, big recommendation for this. Then the next thing, actually, I have a couple things from CZYY. You probably will recognize that name. I have looked at some of their stuff before. There was that big ship that I have. There's my little dice tray here that collapses into a block to actually transport your dice to and from game. There's even my box of status rings. I'm pretty sure I've looked at this. But next couple things we're going to look at are also from them. So first thing here is actually this nice box of acrylic chips to use instead of minis. Now, these are actually a really great alternative just for traveling when you're running games, so I'm going to put that out here now. But as you can see, you get several stacks of different ones, and then down here, I'll have to adjust the camera to get a little bit better angle. That is literally as far down as my camera will tilt, so but yeah, up here you can see you've got 12 of these sort of lime green ones to represent the different player classes. Each one has a unique symbol, which is really nice. You've got 4 in this this neon pink. So you've got beasts. See if I can get just one here. They still have a little bit of residue on them. Dragon. Monstrosity. and Fiend. Then in orange, you have Elementals, Aberrations, Undead, Ooze, and Plants. I'll hold two at once here. Hey, you can actually kind of see them that way. Then in the yellow, you have Fae. So I have to use my hand for the yellow. It's too clear. Celestial. Humanoid. Very, very clearly the 5th edition troll artwork there. Giant. And Construct. Now, you'll notice there's a little number in all of these different, the actual creature ones. Each one of these creature types, you get a stack of 7. I did not think this through when I put these out here for the video. Yes, they came in this box. This box will be going away, actually. I have my own storage lined up here. But, yes, you get 7 of each creature type, and they're all numbered 1 through 7 down in the corner. Makes it really, really easy to keep track of, which monster is which, especially when you're in the middle of a game. The little bit of color coordination is nice. It's not like super necessary beyond, like the yellow or this bright green for the players and then just something else for the others. But it is nice that they gave you, a couple different neon colors, different things to choose from. Just so you know when you get them, they do come in these little trays, and then there's just like a piece of like fabric tape or painter's tape across the back. This does not actually hold the chips in any way. The tape did all of that, as well as they like to hold on to everything because there's still a little bit of glue residue. But so yeah, you will have these if somehow you want to use them for storage. I'm going to be using this little box that I stole from my wife in her jewelry making stuff. So thank you, honey, for letting me steal your box. But yeah, so these chips are actually really nice, really handy. It'd be nice if there's a way to get like the more optional class types. This is the 12 core classes. But it would be nice if you had like Artificer and stuff like that. Artificer, whichever way you say it. I know there's a couple more than just the base 12 classes nowadays, but at least you have your base 12. You can assign someone to something else if you need to. Overall, really, really nice little set. And then the next thing, also from CZYY, are these little in-game flight stands. I had to get a hold of these because I made the mistake of letting one of my players have access to flying. But these are actually really, really useful. Really, really fast to put together. I need to stop saying But you just get these 4 little pieces here, I guess. As you can see, 2 of each type. They have numbers all over them, going like all the way, going up to like 9K, 990, and 9. These are meant to be like wet erased on or dry erased, so you can actually like mark the heights, however high things are going, and then go ahead, take any 2 of these, cross them together, slide it down into the base, which I'm having a hard time doing floating in midair. They can fight you just a little bit when you're going to put them in. Okay, there we go. Go ahead, slide that in. Then go ahead for this one, give it the bigger base. There you go. Same thing on the other one. Hopefully I can do this one quicker than I did the last one. But it's not a perfect square on the bottom. You do need to keep track of which is the slightly longer side, or just, don't be an idiot like me and put the CZYY logo facing forward. Come on, wiggle in there. Thank you. Much better. Put a little top on this one. And there you go. You've got your little flight stands. Like I said, you can mark the actual heights on them so you know exactly where things are sitting on those. So, you need to make your dragon fly on the table or something. There you go. You've got a flying dragon now. Same with flying player characters if you're an idiot like me and let your players have access to flying. And yes, they do pull apart very, very easily. This one is being a little stuck on me tonight, but yeah, I've used these quite a bit, taken them apart, put them back together often, doing just fine. No cracks or anything in the acrylic. So again, recommendation. I like these a lot. And then the last thing from CZYY is this nice big acrylic spell area of effect. This thing is quite big, so it'll be a little hard for me to get here on screen, but you can see it's actually marked out for cone areas, for radius spells, cube spells. It's got the little key to what's what up here in the corner. These things are much easier to read when you're able to just, put it on the table and look at it from a reasonable angle. But not a lot to go over on this thing, but it works really well. It's a little flexible, so it's not like going to break the second you push on it too hard. Clearly I'm going to say don't be ridiculous on it. Don't try to break it. You can write on it on the top as well. Again, it is just acrylic. All the printing is actually done here on the bottom. So, wet erase, dry erase, whatever. Mark stuff on top. Wipe it off at the end of the game. So, really handy little thing to keep on hand, especially for some of the crazier, high-level spells that your players will start casting. Your players. Then the last thing we're going to look at today are these fate tokens. Now, these are actually meant to be game specific. These are made by Evil Hat Productions for their game Fate, as you might have guessed. Backside's just kind of this little symbol. I cannot recommend enough actually getting these, whether you play Fate or not. For one, these are fantastic inspiration tokens. I know a lot of DMs like to, when you give someone inspiration, you actually give them a thing so that they, look at this and know they've got it. As well as one pack of them gets you quite a few. So these actually do pull double duty for me. I will both use these for, inspiration tokens, as well as, because they're an inch around, they're perfect to lay out on your battle mat as NPCs, innocent bystanders. You can use these for quite a few different things, actually. So these are absolutely one of the best things you can get, actually. I wish they came with something to keep them in. This is just a dice bag that came with some random dice that I ordered online eons ago. So, but yeah, these fate tokens are really great. Nice little bit of glitter molded in them, actually, so they stand out. They catch the eye a bit. And like I said, just infinitely usable. Definitely worth getting. So hopefully there's a few things here that might be interesting to people. Like I said, I'll have links to, if not everything, as many things as I can find. I will also throw a link to those status effect rings I have, just in case anyone wants those. Do know that they've changed the packaging on them. So now when you get them, instead of getting that little plastic box that I've got, you're instead going to get like a stylized box that looks like a book that actually like Velcros shut and stuff. So you're going to click the link and see something that does not look like what I'm holding here. It is still the same thing. They've just updated their packaging, upgraded the rings a little bit. I think they made them a tiny bit thicker. I'm not sure on that. Not exactly going to go buy a second set just to find out. But those will be down there too. My dice tower will be there as well. Because again, CZYY makes good stuff. I recommend them a lot. I really recommend this battle mat. This thing is great. I've used this thing for several months now, and it has been fantastic. Just all the stuff I'm looking at here, really good. Definitely recommend it for, obviously, D&D players. A lot of the stuff is geared for D&D, but some of the more generic things like these fate tokens or the mat, you can use these for anything. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, I will see you next time.